So you can listen to this if you are sitting down, if you're laying down, in whatever position that you choose, just making sure you're in a position that's comfortable for you. And you can start by just connecting with your body, tuning in with your physical body, the shape that your spine is in, the shape your skeleton is in, and the relationship between your pelvic floor and the back of your throat, and also the shoulders and the hips. And just feel that center channel of energy in your body just clearing out, getting a little more exaggerated. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow the eyes to gently close. And you can mark your arrival to this practice today with a full cleansing breath. Taking a long, slow inhale in through the nose, letting yourself fill up and elongate from this breath. And as you're ready, letting all of that go. And slowly exhaling, pushing all of that air out of you. And just pausing in that stillness. And then allowing the next inhale to come as needed. So you can breathe like that a few more times, just taking these exaggerated inhales and exhales, just consciously slowing down the breath. And this is a really helpful thing to do whenever you find yourself a little bit too in your head, or like you're kind of floating and not feeling grounded and secure in where you are. So you can remember this throughout your days. I do this a lot if I'm stuck in traffic and I find myself getting all worked up. Just taking that as an opportunity to check back in and to deepen the breath, to communicate to your body that you are safe. It is safe to relax. It is safe to slow things down and to feel. And this is something that I think most of the times has to be a conscious effort. I think we will automatically just try to distract and keep everything busy. So just noticing when we have those tendencies or those urges, and then just challenging that and doing the opposite, consciously slowing down. And just starting to notice how your face is doing right now. Oftentimes when we feel like we're relaxed and we're calm, but if we start to notice our face can be in all these tight positions, maybe a furrowed brow, maybe a tight jaw, maybe both, or maybe something else. I notice my chin and my nostrils often hold a lot of tension, and that will naturally go to the ears and to the skull and the scalp. So just by being aware of where those areas of tension are in your face and in your head, it gives you that space to soften and to release these areas rather than hold on in these areas. So you can just imagine seeing the actual muscles of your face and just remembering how many muscles there are in your face, all the different shapes that your face can make that is made possible by these muscles, and feeling the muscles' connection to the bones, feeling the muscles' connection to your skin, and just allowing the muscles of your face to be held and supported by the skin so that you can feel them kind of lean back or let go from the bones a little bit. And just letting these muscles feel safe and feel supported by the skin. And can start to bring some attention to your eyes. And whether the eyes are opened or closed, just feeling your vision sort of glaze over. So releasing the need to look intently at one specific thing. Again, whether the eyes are open or closed. And just seeing the full expanse of your vision. And even if all you see is darkness, just looking into the full width of that darkness. And letting the eyes just rest in their sockets, letting the eyeballs be held by the eye sockets. And allowing your gaze to maybe start to roll back and peer into the forehead. Or maybe roll back even further and peer into the skull. And then starting to notice your sense of listening. And just notice anything and everything that you could hear in your own personal soundscape. And if it's pretty quiet where you are, just listening to the silence and remembering how many noises still exist in silence. And picking up on all those different layers of sounds. Maybe just the humming of the lights, or sounds of nature outside, or the city or traffic, wherever you are. And if you're in a space that's pretty noisy, and maybe there's some sounds that might be labeled as distracting around you, practicing just allowing those sounds to be there. And hearing all the sounds and not just one, not fixating on one particular sound, but hearing the relationship of all the sounds to each other. And remembering that every sound that you hear is a reminder of this moment. And sounds cannot exist in the past or in the future. So just letting the sounds be an anchor to this moment. And listening to the sounds coming from your body as well. So maybe hearing the sound of your body breathing gently, maybe your stomach making some noise, or maybe you can hear your heartbeat. And just remembering that you are the only one who is hearing exactly what it is you are hearing, and who is seeing exactly what it is you are seeing. Remembering the uniqueness of your own perspective and how that is a beautiful gift that is just for you. And once again, just letting the face and now the scalp soften, and just letting all of that sense of release naturally trickle down the neck and the shoulders, the collarbones, the shoulder blades, the arms, the chest, into the hands, down into the stomach, into the hips, and all the way into the legs. And slowly trickling down, making its way into the feet. And just letting the same sense of presence and stillness and softening naturally spread throughout the entire body as you allow your entire body to be exactly where it is. So there is no part, there is no muscle within your body that is resisting. And if there are still areas of resistance, which is completely natural, just bringing your attention to those and maybe visualizing a light forming here or something that is comforting to you. And just letting these areas be comforted and feel safe. As you just remember how ultimately safe you are. And all of us here, we are all held and supported by this earth all the time. We are hugged and held to this earth by the force of gravity. We are being fed energizing, healing nutrients through the air, through food. We are fed life from the sun. There's all these components of life that are around us all of the time that mean that we are safe and we are supported and we are held. And there can oftentimes be situations in our smaller worlds that make us feel unsafe and unsupported. And these are just reminders that we need, of the changes that we need to make. And just by remembering your ultimate power of being safe and being supported where you are, it can give you that sense of security to make any changes that you need to make. Because when we seek this safety from the people around us, it can often let us down. And maybe those changes is just your own expectations. And sometimes we expect so much out of our partners or out of our family or friends. And we expect these things from them that they're incapable of giving us. They're incapable of making us feel safe. And you are incapable of doing that to them too. And of course, ultimately safe. We can all give these feelings of safety and support, and these are beautiful as well. But for you to ultimately feel it by yourself when you are alone, which we are all ultimately alone at the end of the day, but we are all at the same time together and supported and safe and held. So just by cultivating these feelings, this truth, when you are alone and by yourself, this can greatly improve your relationships with those around you, just by adjusting those expectations. And by naturally seeing what doesn't work or what isn't working for you right now. And giving you the strength to make changes that you need to make by that sense of safety that you have in yourself. Because you know that ultimately you have every single thing that you need. And you have the power to curate your surroundings, to enhance your sense of love and safety. And just by feeling this and reminding yourself of these feelings, you can naturally see what doesn't fit in with this world anymore. And again, just make those changes that you know you need to make. And being really kind and gentle with yourself along the way through the process. I'm going to read a passage from Inward by Yung Pueblo, and I'll type the name of this book in the chat when I'm done. So, I cannot make you happy, but I can commit to support you in the creation of your own happiness. To expect another to resolve all of our issues and give us the happiness we desire is to expect to see the sunrise without opening our own eyes. It is to ask a river to give us nourishment without dipping our own hands into the water. Another cannot answer a riddle that was only ever meant for our own minds to solve. The universe seeks to enlighten and empower us. Thus, it is only rational that we are our own greatest healers. Happiness may seem elusive, try as we might. No matter our external setup, happiness will come and go. The sea of life flows between calmness and storms. Either something outside of us will cause us some sort of struggle, or something from within us will arise that is asking to be acknowledged and released. A human being is an accumulation of aversions and cravings, which periodically rise from the depths of our mind so that we have the opportunity to let them go. Why? Because our nature is not to be full of burdens. We are meant to be light, free, open to the harmony of love and the wisdom of the universe. Though happiness will come and go, we do have the power to deepen our experience of it and extend our time partaking in its heavenly nature. To do so requires effort on our part to enhance our relationship with ourselves so that we may discover all that impedes our contentment and release it from our being. While in the midst of serious internal growth, respect your need to rest. Love is not, I will give this to you if you do this for me. Love is, I will give this to you so that you may shine. And this applies to yourself as well. Motivation really matters. True love does not hurt. Attachments do. Love cannot cause pain. Attachments cause pain. We create attachments in our mind when we want to hold on to something or someone, or when we expect things to be a certain way. When the attachments that we create in our minds break, we feel their rupture deeply. How deeply depends on how much we identify with the image that we have created. When things happen contrary to these images that we hold dear in our minds, we feel pain from these attachments being stretched and broken. Attachments are not a form of true love, unconditional, selfless love. A love without expectations is a higher form of existence that creates no attachments or images. It is a state of profound egolessness. Expectations and judgments are attachments that the untrained mind repeatedly creates, causing more knots and more burdens that impede our happiness. The typical human mind is eclipsed by the delusion of ego. The ego separates, categorizes, and labels everything it comes across, causing our discontent and misunderstanding. All mental tension comes from not letting go. Stress and anxiety are the children of attachment. They are both forms of craving that take us away from the present into the areas of our imagination that steal away our peace. Peace makes you strong. Hate reveals your emptiness. Kindness feeds your happiness. Anger reveals your fear. And love makes you free. I'm going to read that last one again. Peace makes you strong. Hate reveals your emptiness. Kindness feeds your happiness. Anger reveals your fear. And love makes you free. So perfect. And just allow anything that really resonated with you and clicked with you today to just be enhanced within you, as you trust that when things resonate, it is because you already know. It is when something we hear on the outside matches the truth that we feel on the inside. So just letting those truths be enhanced within you so that you have more power to act on them when you choose. And anything that did not resonate or didn't click with you today, not worrying about it and just letting it naturally fall away from you. Trusting that anything that is not meant for you will not go into you. And once again, just checking in with your face and with your body and just noticing if there's been any shifts in tension. And just letting yourself take a deep and full cleansing breath. Taking a long, slow inhale through the nose. And letting yourself fill up with this new, fresh, and clean air. Holding it for just a moment. And then slowly letting go. And just allowing anything that no longer serves you, that you are ready to let go of, letting it naturally leave your body. And if it feels like something you'd like to do, you can bring your hands to a prayer position at heart center to seal this practice. And just feeling that connection of your palms and fingers, and that connection of your heart to your thumbs and your thumbs back to your heart. And taking one final deep breath in, letting yourself be healed and filled with this air. And as you exhale, letting all of it go, allowing the head to bow as you pause to give deep thanks to the one who created you, the source of energy you have come from, whatever that means to you. The source allowing your heart to beat. And bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration all around you, in the form of angels, spirits, ancestors, guides, whatever word you might have. Bowing to everyone in this space who's completed this practice alongside you and all of their guides. And most importantly, bowing to yourself for listening, for choosing to show up today and to partake in this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.